day 312. Wow. Almost done with the book of 1 Timothy in chapter 5 this morning. And gosh, we're getting to the time of the year here. Look at this. Beautiful. I saw the lunar eclipse this morning. Did you all see the lunar eclipse? Anyway, we're getting to that time of the year where I'm going to have to get the gloves out. I think winter's coming this weekend. Anyway, so how to avoid favoritism. I love, this is Paul giving some fatherly advice to Timothy as a leader and the pitfalls of leading and applying standards and using good judgment and discernment and how to navigate that. And, you know, as humans, we can have our favorites, and then that can skew and cloud our judgment. And because then if we have a favorite, and the favorite does something wrong, then we don't want them to suffer or hurt or, you know, and then it hurts us. Like anybody who has had close relationships knows that. And how it's hard to navigate, especially as a leader. So how do you avoid that? You know, this is good for parents. Well, for anybody really, because again, we're all leaders. We lead ourselves and we lead other people, even if we don't bear that title, just by the nature of, you know, we live in communities and people are watching us and learning from us. So this is going to be short and sweet today. Gotta love that. And pretty simple. So he starts off with really the clue in the lesson is treat everybody like they're your favorites. Look at everybody, every woman. Imagine them as your sister or mother or, you know, one of your favorite women in your life. When you look at men, imagine them and older men. Imagine that you're talking to your father. So if you treat everybody as your favorites, you will respect them, and then it will be much easier to apply standards, judgments, be discerning to everyone, because you see everyone as somebody that you love. And and then you can avoid the pitfall of playing favorites. And then when a leader plays favorites, of course, that can wreak all kinds of havoc, whether it's within a family or a church community, a place of work or business. You know, it creates resentment between other people when we leaders, well, let's just say when we humans play favorites, we cause problems for other humans. Jealousy happens, like, well, that's not fair. I should have blah, blah, blah. You know, our fairness, our discernment, our judgment gets questioned. And then we might even question it ourselves. Like, am I really being discerning here? Like, am I really applying the standards objectively and fairly? Judgment is kind of a hard thing. And to neutralize favoritism by seeing everybody as a favorite. Like put neutrality, the more I go into neutrality, and I love the philosophy of Stoicism for that reason, and even the scientific approach to life or the military mindset, it's neutrality. Neutrality is so helpful. And one way to neutralize yourself and to simultaneously ensure that you treat everyone with respect, because as humans and beings that are created by God, everyone deserves respect. And so if we start to see other people and this takes practice, but anything that's practiced you can get better at. Like, it feels weird at first, it feels uncomfortable, but practice it. Like, I'm going to really try to practice this. Easier done than said. That's my new phrase. Just saying things and learning things for learning's sake, but without applying them, that is, that's a waste of time, right? Like, is that to me, that's just a waste of time. That's knowledge, or having head knowledge for the sake of head knowledge. Like, there's no power there. There's no, like, we don't really know things until we do things. So I'm going to practice this one. Trying to really see people, and that requires mindfulness, being in the now. Like, you got to be present with people and really see people, and really try to look even past their behavior, because even knuckleheads deserve respect. And when people, it's interesting, when you treat people with respect, they sense it and they rise to the occasion. They respond differently, and they may come out of their the way they're being. A lot of that is just defensive, protective, ego. When we can see people, we're all wearing masks. And if we can take that mask on, and then even put a mask on from our perspective of a favorite person on another person, like, let's reverse the masks. Let's take, our mask off and put a mask of a favorite person on another person, and allow yourself to practice treating people with respect. And when we're treating people with respect, even when it comes to applying standards, there's an expectation. There's like, hey, you can do better than this. This is what Jesus did, right? He role modeled this. He said, hey, you're better than this. What are you doing? Come on with me. Let me show you. Let's talk, and let's see if you can have a better experience of life if you change a few things. So let's chat. And because he treated everybody like they were his favorite, people could feel that authenticity, and then they wanted to hear what they were saying. People will be open to you if you are open to them. And I don't know, I thought this was a kind of a good little chapter, and good fatherly advice from Paul to Timothy, a young leader who's going to have some challenges because of his youth. And of course, they were talking about some rules of the church and how to treat certain types of people. But for our practical purposes, like in today, in 2022, or whenever you're watching this, we can glean a nugget of wisdom for our own lives out of this really good book. So anyway, I hope you go practice treating somebody as your favorite today, or maybe multiple people, especially on such a contentious day. If this is election day, on the day that we're experiencing in our country. So thanks for tuning in. Good to see you, my friends, and I'll see you tomorrow as we finish up the book of 1 Timothy. All right, bye.